Asara for Humanity Network, building dignity, driving change. In the silent margins of Pakistan's rural landscapes, where voices often go unheard and human potential is stifled by poverty, illiteracy, and exclusion, a new kind of organization has emerged. Not another charity handing out aid, not another name on a long list of NGOs. Instead, a movement built around dignity, co-ownership, and sustainable transformation. This is Asara for Humanity Network. A name with weight, the meaning behind Asara. The name Asara derives from the Urdu word asra, meaning support, shelter, protection. But in this case, the word stretches far beyond linguistic symbolism. It's a declaration of intent to offer not just assistance, but respect. Not just relief, but a path forward. Not just visibility, but voice. Formed under Section 42 of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, SECP, Asara for Humanity Network, AHN, is a legally registered nonprofit organization with a clear moral and strategic agenda, empowering Pakistan's most marginalized communities through a constellation of human-focused programs. But what truly sets AHN apart is how it operates. Through co-investment models, grassroots leadership, and dignity-centered delivery systems that don't see people as passive recipients of charity, but as partners in change. The people behind the vision. Every strong organization is powered by the people who lead it. At AHN, the leadership team brings not only technical depth, but decades of on-the-ground, soul-deep experience in Pakistani development. Zahoor Hussain Khan, Chairman. With more than 38 years in rural development and microfinance, including co-founding NRSP Microfinance Bank, Mr. Zahoor brings gravitas and credibility. His expertise in institution building and grassroots mobilization has already impacted millions. Now, at AHN, his focus is on legacy, building systems that outlast him. Amina Hassan, Director. With over 2 decades in retail and digital banking, Amina has helped scale inclusive financial solutions for some of Pakistan's most underserved populations. Her contributions to digital financial literacy and strategic growth are vital to AHN's technological and operational edge. Alia Kamar, Director, a dynamic voice for diversity and gender inclusion, Alia brings 30 years of HR leadership, culture change, and women-centered programming. She ensures that equity isn't a sideline, it's a principle embedded into every AHN decision. Mohammed Amir, CEO. With 23 years in development practice and digital learning, Amir bridges policy and practice. He has both the field experience to earn trust and the visionary mindset to scale. Together, these 4 are more than a board. They're co-architects of a bold experiment. Can you build a nonprofit that does not just serve, but transforms? The foundational beliefs of AHN. At its heart, AHN's model is built on 6 simple but radical principles. Dignity over dependency. People as co-investors, not just beneficiaries. Women as agents of change. Community-led development. Sustainability through skills and systems, inclusion of all identities and abilities. These aren't just ideals. They show up in the design of every project, every workshop, every community partnership. What AHN does, the core programs. AHN's work focuses on 4 interwoven sectors: health, education, women's empowerment, and community mobilization. These are not separate silos, but interconnected forces that, when aligned, shift the entire trajectory of a community. 1. Health access and awareness. In areas where basic health services are absent, AHN steps in, not just with mobile clinics and free medication, but with education. Maternal and child health workshops, nutrition and hygiene campaigns, mobile health units reaching remote villages, training for community health workers. These programs focus on preventative care, local capacity, and systemic health literacy. The aim isn't to treat once, it's to ensure families know how to stay healthy in the long term. 2. Education that transforms lives. AHN doesn't just push for enrollment, it redefines what education should mean. Campaigns like Your Education Matters, digital literacy for rural students, support for girls re-entering school, bridge programs for out-of-school children. In villages across Bahawalpur and Bahawalnagar, enrollment rates are rising. Behind each statistic is a story. A mother who enrolled her daughter, a girl who picked up her first book, a teacher who learned to support children with disabilities. 3. Women's empowerment, more than a buzzword. too often, programs for women stop at training. AHN goes deeper, vocational training and practical income-generating skills, safe spaces where women lead, legal literacy sessions on rights and protections, women-led village committees. AHN believes the greatest untapped asset in rural Pakistan isn't money, it's women's potential. 4. Community mobilization. Power from the ground up. You can't helicopter in change. AHN works with what's already there, local leaders, volunteers, institutions, and strengthens them. Training for community organizers, capacity building for local NGOs, field networks that monitor, evaluate, and adapt, public service awareness like birth registration and vaccinations. Communities that once felt voiceless are now speaking and being heard. Signature projects that define the model. Some AHN programs are already gaining national attention for their innovation and humanity-centered design. Ration with dignity. Unlike typical food relief programs, this initiative requires a co-investment. Families contribute what they can. AHN matches the amount. Local vendors are used to maintain community economies. Why does this matter? Because no one feels like a charity case. Everyone feels like a participant. Your Education Matters campaign. A sweeping school enrollment drive that has already brought hundreds of children back to school in southern Punjab. Engagement with parents and religious leaders. Workshops on long-term economic benefits of education. Material support like school bags, uniforms, and fees. Targeted support for girls and children with disabilities. Hope for every ability. Launched in the Sukur division, this pilot creates inclusive classrooms for children with disabilities, accessible infrastructure, therapy and assistive devices, specialized teacher training, awareness campaigns to reduce stigma. It's not just about access, it's about belonging. Legal and structural integrity. What makes AHN trustworthy? Fully registered under SECP Section 42. Transparent reporting and public-facing documentation. Board-led governance structure. Community feedback mechanisms. This is not a pop-up nonprofit. It's a structure built for longevity. Challenges that fuel growth. Like every organization rooted in difficult terrains, AHN faces real challenges. Scalability. How to expand pilots like Hope for Every Ability to other regions. Sustainability. How to secure recurring funding while avoiding donor dependence. Digital divide. How to ensure rural communities aren't left behind in a tech-first world. Social resistance. In some areas, programs challenging gender norms or disability stigma face pushback. But AHN doesn't see these as roadblocks. It sees them as calls to innovate harder, organize deeper, and partner smarter. The bigger vision, where AHN is going. The current 5-year roadmap includes a network of regional hubs, each a community empowerment center, a digital platform for e-learning, health advice, and citizen awareness, research and advocacy arms to influence policy at the provincial and national levels, replication kits for other NGOs to implement AHN-designed models. This isn't just about growth. It's about setting a new standard for what Pakistani civil society can be. How you can join. Change needs more than visionaries. It needs accomplices. Donate. You can support any of AHN's key initiatives, from food security to inclusive education. Donations are matched transparently with project needs. Volunteer. Sign up as a digital educator, field trainer, or campaign ambassador. Training is provided. Partner. Are you a business, a media platform, another NGO? AHN actively seeks synergistic partnerships that can scale up change without diluting values. Final reflections, why Asara matters. In a world overloaded with noise, Asara speaks in actions. It doesn't chase international awards. It doesn't rely on glossy campaigns. It works slowly, humbly, and with purpose. It's about the girl who goes to school for the first time, the mother who learns how to prevent disease, the village that organizes for clean water, the boy with a disability who hears, "You belong here." Asara for Humanity Network isn't just a nonprofit, it's a blueprint. It's a reminder that development isn't about rescue, it's about respect. It's proof that when you meet people where they are and walk beside them, not above them, you don't just change lives, you build futures.